Hi everybody, it's Lauren here.
And Kyle.
And we are the coaches at Team Cosmic Bodies, and today we're going to be going over genetics. Genetics in the sport of bodybuilding. And yeah, Kyle, how about you kick it off?
Oh yeah, okay. So as you can tell, you might have seen this in the gym, right? That person who's lifting the same, maybe it's your training partner. They lift the same as you, and they're putting on more muscle, and they're leaner, and you're like, what the heck's going on? Yeah, it does come down to genetics a little bit, especially with bodybuilding. Putting on muscle and losing fat, and your structure in general really does play a huge part in this sport. It just does. There's people that just don't work as hard and they're getting better results than you, and you wonder why.
And it really does come to genetics in the end. I mean, this sport is pretty crazy. It's like you get super lean and then you're on stage and you see everything. You see how these people's bone structures are and like where their hips sit, and like if they have a long torso, if they have a short torso, if they have long femurs, short femurs. Like it's like, yeah, you can get lean enough, but then it's like, okay, like you see everything. But for bodybuilding,
and you're not wearing any clothes.
Yeah, you're not wearing any clothes. You can't hide anything.
That's obvious.
For bodybuilding, it really is about genetics more than bikini and physique and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Bodybuilding, you can kind of go over
yeah,
that.
I mean, it's like your clavicles and your shoulders, like how wide are your shoulders, and your hips, how wide your hips, the distance between your iliac crest, so the top of your hips. And then obviously you can get into like muscle attachments and like muscle bellies, and like maybe you just put on thick, dense muscle, how long your extremities are. Especially when you're natural, and it's really about how much time you're putting in. Because I mean, it always matters about how much time you're putting in, but yeah, with bodybuilding, I feel like it's even more, you put your hands up like this, like you see how long my torso is, my lats, how big they are when I do my front double bi and my lat spreads and my back double bi.
And bodybuilding, you just stand there like this.
Very
bikini,
standard.
You can like, you can turn. Like,
so yeah, it's really, really standard poses that you're doing for bodybuilding and all that. I feel
even
like
figure and bodybuilding. You're standing straight on.
Oh yeah, figure is amazing. So bikini and men's physique, I mean, it always matters about genetics, especially as you get more competitive. But I feel like there's less standard poses for men's physique and bikini.
Standard,
so you can definitely work with your body and like hide imbalances and symmetry and succeed, right? You can actually do better in the sport in those divisions if you get lean enough and you put on enough muscle, and you can like the presentation, the posing matter a lot. They're less standard. So
yeah, bikini, we only have a front and a back pose, and like your front pose, you can literally be sideways if you want. Like it's like, and then when you turn around to hit that back pose, you can just turn sideways and like not even ever go full on up front. I mean,
so glutes and hamstrings matter the most, right, for bikini.
Yeah, you can't hide that. That's like literally when you turn around and you see your backside, you can't hide anything there. You can hide the front. The back is where
the show.
It's really like if your backside is there, if you have the glutes and the hamstrings and everything, that's what you can't hide. But so that it's just genetics. It's like how your butt sits on your freaking hamstrings. Like I don't even know how to like say it. It's like
well,
weird.
do you have the muscle there, and it comes down to like your muscle bellies and having that that structure and that how your muscle is there. For bikini, it's like glutes and hamstrings. I feel like for figure, it's a lot of delts and everything else, and then bodybuilding, it's kind of like the lats, right? Like how, because that's just how the posing goes.
And there's ways to definitely get around the genetic part. I mean, if you have very big legs or whatever, yeah, you can bring down your legs by not training them as much and grow that upper body. But yeah, it's gonna take years. It's gonna take patience to grow all of that. But yeah, there's ways to make yourself look more symmetrical. If you want your waist to look smaller, grow your back and grow your legs to have that like illusion of a smaller waist, or get the shoulders bigger. I mean, there is ways to work with what you have for sure. So I think in bikini, it's genetics in the end, but like bodybuilding is like definitely like what you have, because it's like you're just like,
you basically train and your genetics reveal themselves, right? And same with the dieting. So when you train, your genetics reveal yourself. That's when you pick what division you're in, really. I mean, in the end, you can do whatever division you want, but just being consistent and having and kind of just being open, especially for women. Like sometimes women really can put on muscle a lot better than other women, and they can be easily in figure, and they want to do bikini, which is fine. The last thing I'm gonna say is about kind of just working the best with what you got. You're dealt this hand. You know, you didn't pick your parents, so you really just got to work with what you got. You got to put in your time, obviously, and train and do everything to the best of your ability. But yeah, it's about kind of just progressing from your standard, your baseline, and getting better, you versus you, because it is such a subjective sport and you want to do well. But sometimes you just don't have the luck that Phil Heath has, or whatever, Angelica and
I will never ever look like Angelica. I will never ever look like Janet or Casey. You know, look at all of them. They're all different. They really are.
For the record, you have great, like, she has better genetics for bikini and bodybuilding than I do with bodybuilding. I mean, I think if I...
Well, obviously you need time and you need to grow more muscle. I mean, you have a great symmetry and everything. You just need time. But yeah, it's not like I'm trying to look like Angelica. You can't like try to look like these people, because that's their genetics. That's like their body. No, everyone has a different body. Like you can't. Yeah. It's just like you can't.
I think that's also why we see a lot of winners, like new winners within those sports, the men's physique, and. I mean, now that it's kind of been there for a while, that guy Jeremy's won a lot, but for bikini, it's kind of been a lot of new winners.
Yeah,
compared to bodybuilding.
Yeah, I mean, Ashley Kay, Courtney King, Angelica.
And someone won before Ashley.
Look at all of them. They're all totally different body types.
Yeah, so you can.
They all do different poses. They all are different. So it's just like, you got to work with what you got. You can't. It's not like, oh, I want to look exactly like Courtney King. Well, I'm gonna have to. This is like genetics. Like I can't mess with myself. Like, I don't know.
Work with what you got. Work hard. Work smart. And yeah, it's really about progressing on your own self. And but there is good news for bikini that you can kind of move up in it. It's fairly new. The standard isn't yet. I think it's kind of settling in, but.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what the standard is, really. Like,
it's still very new, yeah.
It is new. I mean, there's all these...
I think it will get more standard. Like, you have to do the front pose instead of the side pose, but that...
Yeah, because that confuses me. They do the side pose. I'm talking about when you get into, like, the pros. Yeah. It's like they do the side and the front. It's just like...
Which one
are they trying to do? I don't... That confuses me right now. I'm going to have to learn all about that. But, yeah, that's really it for right now. So, yep, that's genetics and the sport of bodybuilding. It plays a huge freaking role in the sport. It's like, definitely, yeah. So, all right, bye.